Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. Today's the 28th. It's March. It's 2019. And I'm going to show you something that many of you already know. You already get it. It's already in your head. It makes perfect sense. But for all those people that just absolutely hate me, they hate the way I talk, they hate the way I live, they hate the things I say. Do you see what I'm saying? But here's the issue. I've been saying certain things for the last 10 years, 8 years, 6 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, yesterday. And it's all coming out. It's all coming out. Outer space isn't real. We don't live on a ball spinning through space, revolving around the sun with all these stars, everything just following us magically. It's all a lie. And here's some proof. And sadly, many of you are going to look at this proof and still not see it for what it is. While checking Twitter this morning as I was waking up, I stumbled upon Face Like the Sun, Guns, Age of Deceit 3, 2, etc. And it's a tweet that was liked by Road Warrior. Road Warrior is the fellow I've been on his radio show numerous times, Chris Hinckley. At any rate, Gons has left a link right here to something called IEEE Spectrum. It's NASA news, basically. And this is a big one. This is a big one. This proves everything I just said yesterday. But you already knew that. Here's the article right here. And this is them discussing things on how to get people to the moon and to Mars because obviously we're already in outer space, right? I mean, everyone's seen this. SpaceX launching a super rocket and putting a car into orbit. Remember this? So, according to the mainstream media, according to a billionaire, according to NASA, according to everyone, there's a car with a dummy floating around in outer space. Do you see that? There's a car with a dummy in it floating around outer space. And yet, when you read this article, right here is what Gons quoted. Converting the robotic Blue Moon into a crewed lander would likely be very difficult, if not impossible. And there remains the question of how American astronauts would start their journey, given that there are no proven launch systems capable of crewed spaceflight from the United States to orbit, let alone all the way to the moon. Yeah, yeah. Let that sink in. Let that sink in for a moment, okay? This is them because they don't think that we're reading this, or they're simply waiting for people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s to die off so they can completely change history. But let me tell you a little secret real quick. You see this picture? None of these pictures are real. This is an illustration done by Blue Origin. If this were a real picture and somebody could stand on the light in the sky that we call the moon, if you were standing on this light in the sky called the moon, looking at the Earth wouldn't look like the moon. The Earth would be blocking your entire view because the Earth is 4 times larger, they tell us. So, using their math, if it was indeed 4 times larger, the Earth would be all you would see right here because it would be so large. But none of that even makes any difference whatsoever at all. The Earth is flat. There's a firmament above us with the water separated the water. And these guys are letting the cat out of the bag. These guys are letting the cat out of the bag. You know why? Because there are no proven launch systems capable of crewed, meaning men are in the spacecraft, space flight from the United States to orbit. There are no proven launch systems capable, let alone all the way to the moon. Okay? Now, let me show you something. Maybe you guys didn't know about this. Most of you do. Maybe some of you don't. This is a video I did back in March of 2017, almost 2 years ago. Actually, it's more than 2 years ago. So there's that. It's got almost 2 million views. And it was a video in which I took a Nikon P900 from my back porch and I pointed it at the Prudential Center, which is 4 miles away. Sadly, Where is it? That's as good as I could zoom in on the Prudential Center. This building is 4 miles away and it's a skyscraper. Conversely, I pointed my camera at the moon, which according to them is 238,000 miles away. And I can zoom right in on craters on the moon, everything. Do you know why? Because the moon's about 70 miles away. I think the moon is, you know what? I'm not going to guess how big I think the moon is, but the information that they give us is completely false. The moon is not something that we can even understand, I'm afraid. The moon isn't a rock. The moon's not made of cheese. People don't land on it. China hasn't landed on it. China's not going to make a fake moon. Something's going on, but long story short, we weren't wrong. And this is their own words. Now, bear in mind, after this video and after this starts to catch hold, they'll put out some sort of counter propaganda to back up why they didn't say this. But they've been saying this for a long time. There is no moon lander. There is no moon landing. There is no car floating in outer space. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all a lie. Believe it or don't. I'm out.